So what about the cubed root of -1? Well, we know that one possible answer is -1. And in fact, most people would say, if they haven't studied complex numbers, most people would say, well, that's the only possible answer. But that isn't quite true. If we look at the argand diagram, and we put -1 here, well, we know that the cube root of -1 is itself. But if I draw a circle of radius 1, there are actually two other solutions to this cube root. And we can work out what those are. Because it's a cube root, what we have to do is divide the angle from the sort of original direction by 3. I didn't explain that very well, so let me rephrase that. So if this is 0 for the moment, this direction, and this is 2 pi, what we're going to do is rotate 2 pi over 3 round to here. And then we're going to rotate another 2 pi over 3 round to here. And then a further 2 pi over 3 would bring us back to our -1 direction. Okay, so now we can actually work out, if this is 2 pi over 3, this bit here must be pi over 3. So we can actually work out, we know this length is 1, we can work out the real and imaginary parts of that complex number. So let's do that a minute. Well, pi over 3, if you remember, is equivalent to 60 degrees, if you prefer to think of it that way. So the real part is going to be 1 times cos of pi over 3, which is simply equal to 1/2. So this point here is 1/2, and then the height here is going to be 1 sine pi over 3, so that's going to be √3/2. So long story short, one of the other possible solutions to this problem, the cube root of -1, is 1/2 plus √3/2i. And the other solution here is the complex conjugate of this one here. So, or we could have 1/2 minus √3/2i. Okay, so let's check out these actually work. I'm just going to do one of them for the video. So if we do 1/2 plus √3/2i cubed, well, I know from Pascal's triangle I'm going to have 1/2 cubed plus 3 times 1/2 squared times √3/2i, and then I'm going to have another 3 multiplied by 1/2 multiplied by √3/2i squared, and then finally I'm going to have √3/2i cubed. Okay, that's a plus there. So that gives us 1/8. And I've got 3/4 and then a 2 on the bottom, so that's 3/8, or 3√3/8 I should say, because I've got the √3 there. So 3√3/8. And I've still got the I here. And then for this one, I've got √3 squared, well that's 3, times another 3 on top, which is 9. And then I've got 2 times 2 squared on the bottom, which is 8. Then I've got an I squared, so that gives me a negative there. And then for this last one, I have √3 cubed, which is 3√3, 2 cubed, which is 8, and then I cubed, which is -I. Okay, so these terms cancel, and I'm left with 1/8 minus 9/8, which is -1. And if you check the other one, that'll give you a similar result. So in short, there are 3 cube roots of -1, and that's true for all numbers.